You have felt it before, that sting, that slow burn in your chest when someone smiles to your face and then cuts you behind your back. When they lie, when they twist your words, when they act innocent in public but play dirty in private. And in that moment, you feel small, confused, angry. You ask yourself, should I go lower? Should I become like them? Should I fight fire with fire? Good. Because that pain you feel is not weakness. That pain is information. That pain is fuel. And today, you will turn it into power. Today, I will show you how to use 10 mental tricks to crush anyone who plays dirty with you. Not with fists. Not with loud threats. Not with drama. With mind. With discipline. With cold strategy inspired by the ruthless clarity of Niccolò Machiavelli. In The Prince, he wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." Think about that. If someone chooses dirt over honor, they have already left the field of love. So you must step onto the field of power. But here is the real game changer. You do not crush them by reacting. You crush them by thinking 10 moves ahead on life's invisible game board. You stop being a piece. You become the player. Stay with me as the fog lifts. By the end of this, you will not be the one who gets played. You will be the one who cannot be touched. Tell me in the comments before we begin. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted? Write yes or no. Let us see how many silent warriors are here. First mental trick. Control your face. When they lie to you, when they insult you with a soft smile, when they try to provoke you in front of others, you do nothing. Your face becomes stone, your eyes calm, your voice steady. Why? Because dirty players feed on reaction. They want to see anger. They want to see hurt. They want proof that they hit you. Reaction is their reward. You must starve them. Imagine a throne of silence. You sit on it. They throw stones, words, rumors, smirks, but you do not move. The stones fall at your feet. When you refuse to react, their mind begins to panic. They think, did it work? Did I miss? Why is he not breaking? That doubt is your first victory. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That is not soft advice. That is mental armor. If they cannot control your emotions, they cannot control you. And if they cannot control you, they cannot predict you. And when a man cannot predict you, he fears you. But that is just the beginning, because controlling your face is surface level. It is defense. The next trick is offense. Second mental trick. Make them overconfident. When someone plays dirty, they often believe they are smarter than you. They think you are naive, too kind, too slow. Let them believe it. Nod, smile, even thank them. Act as if you do not see the knife in their hand. Why would you do this? Because a person who thinks he is winning stops defending. He relaxes. He talks more. He reveals patterns. He repeats moves, and patterns can be broken. Machiavelli warned leaders to study human nature like a hunter studies prey. People who feel superior become careless. They underestimate you. They speak too freely. They brag. They show their insecurity. You must observe them like a scientist. When do they lie? Who do they whisper to? What makes them jealous? What triggers their ego? Gather data, quietly, coldly. Now watch how this flips the entire game. While they think you are blind, you are mapping their strategy. While they laugh, you are calculating. And when the time is right, you strike once, clean, precise, not emotional, strategic. Have you ever noticed how some men become untouchable after being underestimated? That is not luck. That is design. Drop in the comments, "I see the board." Because from now on, you do not see people. You see moves. But the third trick is where most men fail. Third mental trick: never confront in anger. Dirty players expect explosion. They expect shouting. They expect emotional speeches. That gives them chaos to hide in. Instead, you confront when you are calm, ice calm. You ask simple questions. Can you explain what you meant? Why did you say that? Keep eye contact. Speak slowly. Make them repeat their lie in clear daylight. Lies hate light. When you ask calm questions, you force them to defend their dirt. And often, they stumble. They contradict themselves. They expose cracks in their story. But here is the deeper layer. Even if they do not break, the room sees something. They see control. They see stability. They see you as the strong one. Power is not volume. Power is composure. Power is not given. Power is taken. Power is not given. Good. Now, let us turn that into something they will never forget. Because the next trick multiplies your strength. Fourth mental trick: build silent alliances. You do not fight alone. Even kings did not rule alone. They built networks. Influence spreads quietly, like roots under the soil. If someone plays dirty at work, in family, in business, you do not start open war. You start quiet connection. You build trust with key people. You offer value. You listen more than you speak. Why? Because when the dirty player attacks again, you will not stand alone. You will have eyes and ears everywhere. Information will flow to you. Support will form around you. Machiavelli taught that a ruler must secure loyalty before conflict. That is what you do. You secure loyalty before battle. This is not gossip. This is positioning. When the time comes, your reputation will protect you. Their reputation will expose them. Tell me in the comments, who is one ally you need to strengthen this month? Name the role, not the person. Make it real. But stay with me as the fog lifts, because alliances are external power. The next trick is psychological warfare. Fifth mental trick: use strategic absence. When someone plays dirty, they expect you to chase them, to defend yourself, to argue. Instead, you withdraw. Not forever, just enough. Silence can break people more than words. When you step back, you create mystery. They wonder what you are planning. They replay the last conversation in their head. They feel your absence like a missing weight in the room. In social circles, presence is power. Remove it, and you create tension. But here is the real game changer. While you are absent, you are upgrading. You train harder. You read more. You build skill. You improve your body. You refine your speech. Knives in the back become rocket fuel. When you return, you are sharper, harder to touch, and they feel it. They sense the shift. Why do some men become unstoppable after betrayal? Because betrayal forced them to level up. Share below. Did betrayal ever make you stronger? Yes or no? Now we enter deeper waters. Sixth mental trick: frame the narrative first. Dirty players spread stories. They whisper half-truths. They twist facts. If you stay silent too long, their version becomes reality. So you act early, not with emotion, with clarity. You calmly share your side with key people. Facts only. No insults, no drama. You speak once, clearly. and then you move on. When you control the story, you control perception. And perception shapes reality. Machiavelli understood image deeply. He wrote that a prince must appear merciful, faithful, humane, and upright, even if he must act differently when needed. Appearance is armor. You must protect yours. Once people see you as stable and fair, attacks against you look desperate. But that is just the beginning, because controlling the outside story means nothing if you lose control inside. Seventh mental trick: detach from outcome. When someone plays dirty, your mind wants revenge. It wants justice now. It replays scenes at night. That drains you. Instead, you tell yourself, I will act with strategy. The result is not fully in my control. This is Stoic discipline. Marcus Aurelius ruled during war and plague, yet he focused on his own actions, not on chaos around him. When you detach, you become fearless, because fear lives in attachment. If you need them to admit guilt, they control you. If you need the crowd to clap for you, they control you. What if you needed nothing from them? What if their tricks could not disturb your sleep? When you detach, you become cold fire, controlled, focused, dangerous, but the real weapon comes next. And most people are too weak to use it. Eighth mental trick: reward publicly, correct privately. This confuses dirty players. When they expect public attack, you do the opposite. You praise small good actions in front of others. You stay calm. Then, if correction is needed, you do it privately and directly. Why does this work? Because it makes you look fair and balanced. And if they continue to act dirty, they look unstable. You build moral high ground without speaking about morals. Remember this: power is often perception. If you are seen as mature, any dirty move against you appears childish. Good. Now let us turn that into something they will never forget. Ninth mental trick: set one clear boundary, not 10. 1. Choose the line that matters most. Communicate it once. Calmly, directly. If this happens again, this is what I will do. No shouting, no long speech, just consequence. And here is the key: if they cross it again, you act immediately. No second warning, no emotional debate. Consistency builds fear. Empty talk builds disrespect. In The Prince, Machiavelli wrote that injuries should be inflicted all at once, so that they are less remembered. In modern terms, decisive action ends games quickly. Half measures invite more dirt. Tell me in the comments, what is one boundary you failed to enforce before? Be honest. Awareness is step 1. Now we reach the final and most ruthless mental trick. 10th mental trick: become untouchable by rising above the game. This is the ultimate crush. You become so competent, so disciplined, so emotionally controlled that playing dirty against you becomes useless. You build skills that are rare. You build a network that is loyal. You build a reputation that is strong. You build inner strength that does not shake. When someone attacks you, others think, why would you attack him? He is solid. That is power. The greatest revenge is not chaos. It is superiority. Think of every betrayal as training, every insult as weight, every lie as resistance. You lift it. You grow stronger. Pain becomes a strategic blueprint. One day you look back and realize something shocking. They did not crush you. They built you. Now, let me ask you something important. Why do weak men react fast, but powerful men react slow? Because powerful men understand timing. They know life is a long war, not a short fight. They do not waste energy on every barking dog. You must decide today. Are you emotional, or are you strategic? Are you reactive, or are you calculating? Drop in the comments right now, "I am the Empire." Claim it. If this resonated, smash like, subscribe for more dark tactics, and comment below with your declaration. And before you leave, repeat this quietly or type it as your oath. I do not fear dirty games. I master them. I do not react in anger. I respond with strategy. I turn betrayal into fuel. I turn silence into power. I choose power over pity. Say it again. I choose power over pity. From this moment forward, you do not sit at the table as a victim. You sit on the throne of silence. You watch the board. You calculate the moves. You act when the time is right. And when someone tries to play dirty with you again, they will realize too late. They chose the wrong opponent.